Okay. So, everyone's been doing this online entertaining thing, and I was thinking that I might do the same. I mean, I'll probably record this and not let anybody see it because I'm wearing a squirrel pajamas, but you know, hey, they're cute, right? So, and it's Canada, so it's cold. They're warm. So I thought I would read you. Oh, someone just texted me. I thought I would read you Blood and Loss, the first book in my Cassandra Miles Witch series. And this first chapter starts 5 years before the bulk of the book. It's kind of like a prequel. Some people have complained that it's kind of but it's just the beginning. Don't worry, there's sex later on. Pervs. So I'm going to try reading it without tripping over my tongue several thousand times and making a boob of myself. And I mean, it's hard to make a boob of yourself when you're wearing a squirrel costume, but you know, whatevs. So, do you have to go? I sighed. That was the 10th time she asked me the same question. My roommate was driving me around the bend. Lena flitted around like a hummingbird, going from one part of our tiny dorm room to the next, getting in my way as I tried to pack. She was lucky she was so cute, or I would have throttled her a long time ago. Her brown eyes peeked out from behind her cookie monster blue mohawk. She hadn't bothered to put it up this morning, so it was hanging down across her face. When she caught me watching her, she drew her tiny bow lips into a pout and batted her long eyelashes. I wondered how she could fit that huge personality into that tiny body. If you included her heavily studded leather belt and soaked her to the bone, she might have weighed 100 pounds. And she was using every cute ounce of it to change my mind. You know I do. Mom and Dad have been nagging me about Thanksgiving for weeks. Until I graduate, they control the money. If I have no money, then who will buy you your drinks? I buy sometimes, plus I provide all of this. She gestured to her body. What more could you want? I had to laugh. I often had to pay, but she always brought the entertainment factor. You would be the perfect catch if you had a penis. She stuck out her tongue. Lena enjoyed flirting with me. She didn't like being labeled, but she dated more women than men. Lena joked all the time about us getting together. I knew she wasn't serious. I wasn't a lesbian, and even if I was, what Lena and I had went beyond sex. We were BFFs. Since we were the two most powerful witches at the academy, most people left us alone. But if you went against one, you had to deal with two. For 2 years, we had shared the same tiny dorm room at the Halifax Academy of Magical Arts. From day one, we had hit it off, and when it was clear that we would both be at the top of our class, we found it was nice to have some company. Someone you could talk to that wasn't jealous or afraid of you. See how funny you are? Life is going to be so boring with you gone. Come with me. We can get into Dad's homemade wine and torture my mother by making her think we're a couple. I wiggled my eyebrows in a suggestive manner. Her eyes lit up at the thought of tormenting my mother. Well, now, that sounds interesting, but Tony and Byrne already hate me. If they think I'm snogging their virginal daughter, it might tip the scales to homicide. I shook my head at her use of the word snogging. She never liked to use the same name for sex 2 times in a row. Suit yourself. I'll be back as soon as I can on Monday. I'm sure my parents will be more than happy to get rid of me by then. Lena gave me her whiniest voice. Please. Okay, now you're just being annoying. It is 3 days. Stop the drama. I didn't believe for a minute that Lena wanted me to stay that badly. Now she just wanted to get her own way. Her shoulders slumped in defeat. Okay, will you at least bring me back a piece of pumpkin pie? Byrne makes a mean pumpkin pie. Maybe my mom doesn't like you because you call her Byrne. She snickered and did her best Byrne impersonation. It makes her eyes go all squirrely and her lips disappear into a fine, thin line. You are evil. Moi? My roommate batted her long eyelashes at me. I'll bring you pie. Lena reached up to give me a hug. She was a hair over 5 feet, and I was a little over 5 feet 8 inches. Mum said we looked like Mutt and Jeff. I had to Google it to find out what she was talking about, but she was right. I also had long blonde curly hair and no tattoos, making us look like the odd couple. That reference I knew. I wasn't the huggy type either, but Lena had been working on me. Apparently, I went all stiff when someone put their arms around me. She called me repressed. Promise me we'll get super drunk next weekend. We'll start 2 minutes after our last exam and will not sober up until it's time to receive our diplomas. I promise. Morven has been riding my ass all semester. Once my practical is over, I never want to see that old hag again. Amen. Hey, maybe the nun might actually pick up next weekend. Don't call me that. She knew that nickname got under my skin. Cass, you have all these guys falling all over you, and you have never shown any interest in any of them. I think maybe you're saving your sweet little cherry for yours truly. Lena Celeste Lobenberg. That is over the line. Lena liked to think she was shocking and told it like it was, but sometimes she just went too far. For one, I'm not a virgin. Just because I don't go home with everyone that wants me to doesn't mean I am a nun. She looked sheepish. I know, but we are only 19. We are supposed to be experimenting and sowing our wild oats. Whom I sow my oats with is none of your business.